So I'm here with Geri Lewis, one of the founders of the skate park, such a legend from Venice Beach. And yeah, that's the petition, the original petition for the skate park.
One of the copies.
One of the
Or not, one of the sheets of paper.
Talk a little bit about it, please.
Okay, here's the thing. Who are these people, right? There's lots of people that never got credit where credit is due. And some of these people, right? This is 20 years old.
I work for the parent company.
You understand what I'm saying?
I totally do.
And that was like always my thing, to give credit to people, and to uplift everybody. What happened, I don't know, Some people got extremely greedy, If you know Greek history, it was my et tu brutae moment. But hey, everybody gets humbled. I can say, I was kind of full of myself, riding real high. But in any case, I give all glory and praise to Jesus Christ and the Father, because that's where all my blessings come from, and I understand this. And I just came here to meet another supporter that asked me for some memorabilia. Actually, they bought it so we can finish the production of the Venice Surfathon Sessions documentary film. So, whoopsie. Here's a poster another supporter did. See, cool thing about Venice Surfathon, it's never for profit. So people get involved and they donate. And Duncan Lemon did this. Mike Steele did this. Mark Quaintance did this one. And this stuff goes back 30 years. 30 years of memorabilia. The film we're making, it's not my story, it's everyone's story. It's your story. And I appreciate Wagner, shooting this video. And if anyone wants to get involved, you're more than welcome. The proof is in the concrete.
We really appreciate you, dude. All the kids, they have the skate park because of you
guys. Too, brother.
You and Jess, you guys legends, So yeah, basically that's the history of Venice with Geri Lewis.
Well, part of it. Yeah. So it's always good to come home. You can take the boy out of Venice, so to speak. I wish I was a boy, right? Motherfucker don't work so good. But you can take the man out of Venice, but never the Venice out of the man. Wherever I go, I represent my neighborhood. I love Venice, no doubt, and born and raised, my mother and father, and surfing and skateboarding, look at it now. So it's quite a blessing, a privilege to be an ambassador of something that was looked down upon. People didn't like surfers and skateboarders. They called us surf bombs. And to be a punk rocker in 1978 was even to be hated by most surfers and skateboarders. That was the coolest thing about it. Going to see Black Flag and Social Distortion in 2024 with your son and daughter. No, that's not cool. That's not punk rock. Punk rock was, I ain't doing nothing my dad and mom are doing. We're doing something different. We're doing something that everyone hates. I could go on and on and on, right?
I know. When did you start to skate?
What?
When did you start to skate? You start to skate first, then surf, or surf first?
No, skateboarding came a little first, I guess. I started out on the mats, the canvas mats. I was kind of a late bloomer because I got busted And I spent 3 years in the juvenile hall system, Camp David Gonzalez, and foster homes and stuff. So I spent about 4 or 5 years behind bars. So, but in the early days, I rode the surf mats, canvas surf mats. And then I had a knee board that I got from Mike Smith, Doug Smith's buddy, that rest in peace, Mike and Greg Smith's friends. And Jeff Sibley was my neighbor, and he was the hot shot surfer. He was like, Sarlo and him were like kind of 1 and 2, the Venice boys. Hey, Danny! But so then, the first surfboard I had was a guy named Victor Torres. Victor Torres was a POP heavy. He gave me 2 Guy Okazaki shaped surfboards. Family, Guy Okazaki family. They call it Ohana or family. It's kind of, you could get either. They were hand painted, hand shaped. And Victor was a heavy man, heavy. He turned me on to that, and then, I just kind of got in the click, right? Started surfing. To call myself a journeyman surfer would be kind, but even though I was the worst guy out there, I was having the most fun. Nobody loved surfing or skateboarding as much as me, or more than me. And another person, I have to say, another good buddy that passed away that always helped me surf-a-thon in anything I did, was Dennis Agnew. And that guy was the best surfer. His surfing, just like Jay, surfing and skateboarding, it was better. I mean, it went hand in hand. Just surfers like made up skateboarding, modern day skateboarding, So, but Dennis, he was incredibly gifted, and such a nice guy. Such a nice guy. I was busted with him too. So I could go on and on, but. No, thank you.
I just want to ask you one thing more. Like, you want to leave a message for the new generation?
New generation?
Inspirational message, because your life is so good now, and even though you went through so many things.
I think for the new generation, I wish that they would learn their history that they would learn the history like I did. Back in the day, you couldn't just come around. You had to put some work in. And that work meant knowing your history, man. I knew who Joe Quigg was. I knew who Tom Blake was. I knew who Duke Kanamoku was. George Freeth. I wanted to be a lifeguard. I could swim a mile in, less than 8 minutes. I wanted to be a lifeguard. I wanted to fish. I wanted to scuba dive, all that stuff. But now it's different. Now it's not like it was, but learn the history, and appreciate the effort that others put into, so you can have a nice skate park. There was a fucking a hole there that smelled like piss that we skated on. Now you got a nice skate park. I don't know what the fuck to say, really.
How was the process to build the skate park? How did you come with the idea, and how went through?
It's kind of a long story, but I'll put it this way. I learned what was I was always thinking and finding out things, right? I didn't rely on people to give me something. So, I found out, the political plans for what was called the redevelopment of Venice. All of this that's happening now didn't just happen overnight, And I read the original papers, and that dude Mike Bonin, who's the biggest fraud weirdo, on the planet. But anyways, he had and this is all going to be in the book because that movie they made was lame about the Venice skate parks, but he had this plan to shove an ice skating rink and a hockey rink that he made with Bruce McNall under the table with Ruth Galanter's office. Shady stuff. I found out about it. I said, oh no, no, this ain't going to happen. we need a skate park here. A skate park here. We're not ice skaters, you know? For 20 years, I'd tell people, you know, like, the pavilion's gonna get knocked down. They're gonna do, and then people are, fuck you, Geri Lewis, you don't know shit. So around 2000, it really started, everything started catching fire. And people got involved, and, you know, we got it done.
How did you get done? How?
It's, you know, like I said, 25-year effort. But, you know, God bless me. In the Army, you know, I learned how to lead. You know, leadership. They say leaders are made and leaders are born. It's a little of both, you know. Our leaders made, our leaders born. It's a little of both, you know. But in any case, kind of, you know, right time, right place. A lot of people, like companies outside of Venice, helping me out as well. People outside have nothing to do with Venice. Heidi Lemon.
I remember.
Without Heidi, you know, I met Heidi, and she was one of the first people outside of Venice who really believed in me. I met her at ASR, like sometime about 98, maybe earlier, 96, something like that, you know. So just organizational skills, hype, marketing, you know, just boots on the ground, really, you know. And things are different, you know. I had my surf shop here, all my homies were here, you know, my family, everything. So it was just an extension, you know, surfathon, the skate park, the neighborhood, the people, you know, networking and stuff. Now, Venice is different. And
you guys went to the city and then they approved the project?
No, I didn't go like that.
How did you go?
It's a long story. I could talk for, you know, you're gonna have to do segments. Okay. You're gonna have to do segments.
Okay.
You know, it's a long, I'll give you the whole story. But, and this is the cut you should use. I'll give you the whole story. I'll give you an exclusive, but I promise you the people that you work with won't like it. But I'll give you the real scoop. Ask yourself this. Certain publications, they've played out every single story in Venice, rehashed, hashed, all Dogtown, all this. But why do they ignore my story? Why do they ignore 30 years of the only guy putting on a surf contest, building the skate park, organizing people, writing books, serving in the military? Why do they ignore him? Ask yourself that.
I'll never ignore you. I love you.
No, it's just the truth. It's just the truth. I'm not saying anything that's not the truth.
I'm so happy that
I've never been a popular person. I've never been concerned with being popular. I've always been concerned with finding what's new, what's exciting, and most of all, what is the truth. And I would put serving others in that category as well.
So yeah, all I want to say to you is like, thank you so much.
Interview, dude.
Thank you so much for what you had done for Venice, you know. And
you're welcome.
I really appreciate you. All the kids from Venice appreciate you. We love you, Geri. Like,
I love you too. Give me a hug, brother. There you go. There you go, brother.
It's real love.
Okay. In Portuguese.
Eu te amo, meu amigo.
Te amo.
Yeah.
All right, you got it. That was a good interview.